There were two petitions that were heard by the Bombay High Court. Different benches of the High Court heard. One was the division bench of Justice Revti Moite Dere and Justice Prithviraj Chavan, which heard a suo motu petition that they had initiated when the Badlapur sexual assault incident had first come to light. And there were issues with regards to the way the police had treated the victims and not taken care at all. I'm joined by the victim's lawyer. Could you tell us, Kavisha, as to what really happened in that hearing?
So during the course of that hearing, what had happened is we pointed out several lapses that have taken place during the investigation. We said that we've not even been provided with a copy of the charge sheet that has been filed on the matter. Both the charge sheets, in fact, one which was filed on 16 September and one which was filed on 19 September. With respect to two different FIRs, we have not been provided with any of those. We need those to ensure so that we can definitely point out to the court what lapses have taken place during the investigation. Because there have been several lapses which have taken place with respect to even recording the statements of the victims. Those were recorded in the middle of the night by calling the victims to the police station, which is completely unsound and against the procedure of the BNSS as well as the old CRPC, as far as CRPC. So we believe that we need to point out definitely more in lapses that have taken place. So those need to be pointed out by us. So Justice Dere was kind enough to order that the charge sheets be provided to us, and the fact that all the departmental inquiries which have been taken place against the IO as well as the two constables who were alleged to have been in consonance with the school authorities.
Also, with regards to, if you look at this anticipatory bail applications,
Yes.
which was heard by Justice Ladda's bench today, when this issue actually was being heard by the division bench, they also noted down as to how the police, though they claim that they have been trying to make efforts, but, what was Justice Chavan's comment on this?
Justice Chavan had stated that Bombay police can go to different corners of India so as to nab accused, which is true. We have seen on multiple occasions that Bombay police, even Delhi police, have travelled to different corners to pick up accused, but they have not been able to nab these two particular school trustees who've been absconding. Dr. Saraf highly opposed this comment, which is well within his right, I think, and they produce a timeline with respect to the fact as to what measures have been taken to nab these accused. So I think the state is trying its best, and under the court supervision, we are hoping that these accused are officially nabbed and charge sheets can be filed against them, because given the fact that they are school authorities, they have not only these two children's futures in their hands, they have the futures of so many innumerable children in their hands, and we do not want such incidents to be repeated or other children to be put in the situation or the danger that these two students have been. So we are definitely hoping that this is going to be a learning matter and we don't see such incidents further.
So, when you were arguing this, opposing the anticipatory bail application of the two trustees, the chairperson and the secretary of the school, there was a issue that was raised by the comments, the arguments that were made by the applicants was that this incident actually did not happen.
Yes.
Because though the incident is said to have happened between August 12 and 13, these girls, the little girls, 3 and 4-year-old girls, had actually come to school on August 14, 15, and they in fact took part in flag hoisting on August 15, and they were okay throughout the day without any, reporting of such kind of incident that they had been sexually assaulted. You oppose this?
Yes, I oppose this, and we've also stated the fact that the first victim had in fact not attended school on both those days, and she had in fact gone for a private medical, which was also produced before this court, which clearly states that the victim has been sexually assaulted. She's a 4-year-old child who's been sexually assaulted, and just because of even if we take the applicant's comments at hand, it's the fact that these students have been going to school every day. Just because they go to school and they don't say anything or they don't speak to anyone doesn't mean that an incident has not happened. Just because you're quiet and you go about your everyday life does not mean an incident like this has not happened. So comments like this by anyone, especially from the accused side, trying to vilify the 4-year-old children with respect to the fact that sexual assault has not taken place is completely wrong. And honestly, it's the first time during the proceedings of this case that I've heard the fact that this incident has not happened. And nowhere else in any proceeding has the fact that the question of the incident happening at all come into place. And I don't think it was And while the applicant is definitely can raise this argument, I don't think it was justified. It was outright rejected by Justice Latha as well, who clearly stated that prima facie an incident has happened, and prima facie the role of the current accused is evident, and that is why he has rejected this anticipatory bail application.
The court noted that under POCSO, non-reporting was certainly a crime under Section 19. And though the punishment was not a long sentence, but the fact remains that the severity of this entire case will really have to be seen. And as to why this entire non-reporting could actually have, this actual non-reporting could have actually led to a lot better, bigger repercussion is something that needs to be curtailed and looked into, is what Justice Ladha said while rejecting the anticipatory bail applications, and it is expected that these two accused will now approach the Supreme Court.
मैं सिर्फ इतना कहना चाहूँगा कि पुलिस ने जो सेक्शंस उनके ऊपर इन्वोक किए वो सिर्फ नॉन रिपोर्टिंग ऑफ ऑफेंस, जो उनकी ड्यूटी है पोक्सो एक्ट के तहत, ऑफेंस अगर उनको जानकारी ऑफेंस घटा है तो पुलिस को इन्फॉर्म करने की, वो उन्होंने नहीं की थी। लेकिन सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट जो पार्ट था कि उस स्कूल के जो सीसीटीवी फुटेजेस है जो रिकवर किए वो फंक्शनल नहीं है, वो प्रॉपर नहीं है, वो उसमें टेम्परिंग हुआ है, ऐसा प्राइमा फेसी दिख रहा है, और वो चीज़ हमने कोर्ट के सामने लगाई। और इसमें ये प्रतीत होता है अगर ये ऑफेंस हुआ है तो इन लोगों ने उसमें एबेटमेंट हुआ है, उसके साथ डिस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ एविडेंस हुआ है, और डिस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ एविडेंस के साथ और एबेटमेंट, तो पनिशमेंट जो है ऑफेंस का सिवियरिटी जो पनिशमेंट है वो कम नहीं होता है। लेकिन आरोपी की जो सह आरोपी के जो वकील है उनका यही कहना था कि एबेटमेंट इसमें जो है सिर्फ नॉन रिपोर्टिंग के जो सेक्शन है वो बेलेबल है, उस ग्राउंड के ऊपर वो बेल मांग रहे थे। लेकिन डिस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ एविडेंस, सप्रेशन ऑफ मटेरियल फैक्ट, नॉन रिपोर्टिंग और इसके साथ साथ एनकाउंटर, ये सारे पहलू को अगर आप मजेदार सबको जोड़ के कड़िया देखें तो इसके ऊपर यही दिख रहा है कि पुलिस की ये नाकामी है कि ऐसे आरोपियों को वो अरेस्ट नहीं कर पा रही है। और मुझे पूरा उम्मीद है शायद पुलिस इनको सुप्रीम कोर्ट भी जाने का मौका दे दे, उसके पहले उनको अरेस्ट करेगी या नहीं।
With cameraman Aniket in Mumbai, Vidya for India Today.